Today, we're going to talk about who to surround yourself with and who to stay away from. And this can be a really tricky topic, but I'm super excited to dive right in with you. For those of you who are new around here, welcome. My name is Andrea Oram. I am a music teacher. I am a homeschool music choir director, and I teach lots of different early childhood classes and lessons for piano, voice, ukulele, all sorts of things, right? But one of my favorite roles is that I mentor new music teachers. So I help newer teachers who are just getting started on this journey, and I point them in the right direction, give them encouragement, help them to figure out and problem solve things that are a challenge for them. And it is such a joy to be helping along this next generation of music teachers, whether they are public school, private school, teaching homeschoolers, or working with churches, right? Doing church choir directing or something along those lines. So it is super fun for me to help people with a degree or without a degree feel successful in this music teaching adventure that I am on and you're on together with me. So let's get into this. I would love to chat about this topic because I think it's super duper important. All right. So if you're watching live, good morning. I'm so glad you're with me. And if you're watching the replay, let me know too. I'd love to connect with you that way as well. So, who to surround yourself with and who to stay away from. This was more important than I ever thought it would be as a new teacher. And here's why. There's such a thing called the infamous teacher's lounge, and it really mattered who was in that space. Let me explain a little more. If certain teachers were in that space, that I had decided very early on, I was not going to put myself in that space and be surrounded by the conversation and the thoughts and the opinions and the discussion of students that would occur in that space. Why? Because I didn't want to be in that mental headspace at lunchtime, coming from my students or just going back to my students. I didn't want to be in that mental headspace. I also didn't want that to affect my perception and my relationship with the students that I was working with, because I taught all students in the building. So I was involved with all of these students' education in a smaller part than maybe their other teachers, their classroom teachers, but not in a less important way. And I knew that if I was surrounding myself with those negative thoughts, those negative stories or conversation, that venting or whatever you want to call it, right? But if I was surrounding myself with that for my precious 30 minutes of downtime, of free time, of eating, that I was not going to be in a good mental headspace for the rest of my afternoon, that I was not going to be able to be as successful for the rest of my day and for the rest of my week, really, because it really matters who you surround yourself with. If you're putting yourself in a space where the people around you are talking negative about others, or they are constantly down or finding the things that are too hard or too challenging or too stressful, whatever word they use, right? If they are constantly focused on those things, they're just going to see more of that in their life. And it's not because it'll get harder. It's because it's about what they will see. So, and this is for you too. Maybe this is a wake-up call for you. If you're always seeing the hard, if you're always seeing what is stressful, what is hard, what is too much, too challenging, whatever that looks like for you, then you will end up seeing more of it. And it's not because it'll actually get harder necessarily. It's because your view of the world will just see that more easily than if you were looking for the positive, than if you were looking for what is fun and easy and enjoyable, that if you are looking for things that you succeeded at. So if you surround yourself, so that's partly just on you. Maybe that's more than we got. That's more than you bargained for this morning, right? But if you are surrounding yourself with people who think positively, who share in the joy, who problem solve when they have something that they're struggling with, who say, okay, this is something that's not going quite right. I'm not sure what to do about it, but I'm really encouraged because of this or that, or can you help me with this? And it's not so much of a complaining space of complaining about what's not going right, but I really love these students and I want to make this successful, or a problem solving space that is focused on the positive, even when addressing a challenging situation. So, and that's the kind of community I am fostering, I am creating. So if you are new to music teaching and you're like, I need that in my life. I need people around me who know what I'm going through, who know what I'm up against, who are on this journey of similar classroom style, classroom management, like they teachers who don't teach a sound subject or an artistic subject don't necessarily understand the creative chaos of our spaces sometimes. So the classroom management can feel really different, right? So being surrounded by people who are doing what you're doing and they're accompanying it or approaching it from a space that you want to do it from, that is so important. That is so beneficial for you. And that's why I've created a space like that. So if you are a new music teacher and you need a space where people aren't just venting and complaining to vent and complain, but they're problem solving, they're encouraging one another and building each other up, they're approaching it from a positive problem solving space so that we can all thrive and we can all see the good things that are happening, even when there are hard things too, the good and the hard together. But that we're training our mind to focus on the good things, not so we don't ever experience the hard things, but because if we totally only focus on the hard, it'll just keep looking hard. We'll just keep seeing the hard, and we won't get to experience the joys that we could. So if that's you, there's a link in the description of this video. Come join us. I'd love for you to be part of this community with me. It is such a joy for me to walk alongside these teachers and to learn and grow together, because that's what this is all about. And we can always learn something new from each other. And if you're already there, I'm so grateful you're there. Engage, say hello. Let me know in the comments a little bit more about you if you're new. And we'd love to connect and grow together. All right. So if you are liking this video and you're in the group already, you're in the community, there is a guide section of tons of videos like this one that talk about different topics, like classroom management, like I mentioned earlier, or engaging with middle schoolers, or working on pitch, or working on rhythm, or working on keeping a beat and staying together, all sorts of things. So go check out the guide section, and I think that you'll really find it useful and helpful. And if you have something to share in one of the, contribute in one of the videos, go ahead and comment, because that's what this group's all about. All right. So have a great rest of your day. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who will support this mental headspace that you want to be in and who speak life the way you want to speak life for yourself, for your students, and choose carefully who those people are, because it matters. All right. See you later. Have a great day.